All right, man, we are live. How's it going there, Greg?
Hey, doing well. Enjoying
Good.
the last bits of summer here, it looks like.
They call this the dog days of summer, is that right?
I don't know. I don't know about that, but I know one thing. I'm going to enjoy this next week.
Yeah, the weather's looking good. So it's been a couple of it's been a few weeks here since we came live. We went live here.
Yes, it has. It has.
All right, so what we're talking about today, because you and I were chatting about this on the phone. So this has been kind of a thing that we've been dealing with for quite a few years, right? Where agents kind of sometimes struggle with what their value prop is, right? They sometimes think, well, I don't really know how to describe it. I don't know how to put it in words. And so what you tend to see is realtors boasting about selling a home in one day, selling a home for over asking price, generating multiple offers, right? And while those are really great things, and I want to differentiate between marketing and then value, right? Value prop. I think we have marketing where we love to talk about selling a house in a single day, right? That's awesome. But I think the question is that really your value prop, right? Is that really the thing? Because if we were to sit with let's just grab 100 realtors from West Michigan who've all listed properties in the past several years, and we say, okay, by a show of hands, who here has sold a home in 7 days or less? Everyone's hand comes up. Who here has had multiple offers on one of their listings? Everyone's hand raises, right? Who here sold a home above asking price in the past several years? Hands come up. So really, is that really a value prop that we as realtors can hold to be like a unique value that I bring to the table for you? Or is this just a symptom of the market that we're experiencing right now?
So, and again, Paul, let's, as we talk about this today, we don't want to, we're not hitting on anybody in particular here.
No, not at all. But I think that sometimes, and I'll show you a graph real quick, because I think that sometimes, depending on when you've gotten into the business, right, the real question becomes, right, to follow this up with, what's your value prop in a market where it takes 5 months to sell a house? Because you're no longer generating an offer on day one. You're no longer getting multiple offers. You're no longer selling above asking price. And I can show you really quickly here. I want to show you a couple of charts here, Greg.
Pulling that up.
Yeah.
I talk about value in general. And to me, what we're talking about when we talk about value is why should the public pay you $10,000 for something that you sell overnight with 20 offers? Why should they pay that much money? What is it that you do that's unique, that's special? Right. And to me, we need to be able to answer that question, because this is why so many organizations and entities and websites and others are picking at us and trying to reduce commissions. I don't want to see commissions reduced, because I've done it. I know what you guys are going through. I know what good agents do.
Yep.
And it's way over the top. And
that's exactly it, right?
And I do all that there are a lot of agents that are riding on the coattails of other agents who are doing great work. And that is a shame, but I don't know how to change that.
No, but let's give an example of why this is an important topic. I was talking to a realtor. They were looking at getting this listing. The realtor said, well, you know what, Paul, I think this home is so nice, so beautiful, in a great area. I think it's going to sell super fast. So I'm thinking about selling it for less. I'm thinking about selling it for a lower commission than I normally would. I'm like, oh, so you actually believe that you only bring value if you sell a home. And so this person thought, well, it's going to sell so fast, I'll just do a reduced commission. So it's interesting, because I think you and I would argue that most of the value, there is a certain amount of value on the front end for helping someone prep their home for the marketing, helping them get good photos, helping staging, helping all these things, right? That's wonderful stuff. But you and I both know that once the contract is pending, is real, or once the house is pending is really when most of that difficult stuff starts.
The only reason we get paid anything is that we do something called brokerage. And brokerage is where we introduce one party to another, to a house, and we are able to negotiate something and we bring it together and you get paid for that. We don't get all the other stuff is extraneous, staging, showings, walking a dog, whatever it is that you're going to do to help your clients. All those other things are there that you are doing just to provide extra service, but you really only get paid for one thing, and that is putting people together in a room, handshake, sign the docs, and one person sells something, the other person buys it. That's what we get paid for. So
this is why your value prop has never been the quickness and speed of how fast you sell it. It's never that you get top dollar, and it's not all the things that we talk about. Because this chart right here shows you the past 15 years, okay? So on the left-hand side of this chart, you're looking at months inventory. So look, from 2006, months inventory shot up to almost 12 month supply. 2007 was up near 18 month supply and slowly ticked down to 12 month supply by 2011, 6.5 month supply in 2012. And now all the way to the right, when you look at 2021, we're at a 1 month supply. And this is just a general West Michigan chart here. So really, if your value was selling it in a day, selling it for top dollar, then we provided no value here on the left-hand side of this chart back when it took 16 months to sell a house. Here's another chart to show you, looking at expired listings. I want to show you another chart here. So check out this expired listings chart. So starting in 2002 on the left, this is 2002 up to today on the right-hand side, the number of expired listings in West Michigan. So look at 2008, there was 33,000 expired listings in 2008. Compared to the past 12 months, we had 3,300 expired listings in the market. And so I guess I'm presenting this to you that your value is far more than just getting a home sold in one day or for top dollar, because that's more of a symptom of the market that we're in. That's not the value you're bringing to the table. Right?
Correct. So the key to this, though, is our industry, I think, as a whole, has done kind of a pitiful, pathetic job of talking about value. And we want to turn this around now here at 5-Star. We want this to become a normal part of our vocabulary where agents are able to articulate their value, whether somebody comes up from behind and taps you on the shoulder and says, hey, what's your value? Or you're at a party, or you're with family or friends, and somebody starts going down that road. You need to be able to not defend necessarily, but to point out probably what they don't know because they haven't been there. And so if we don't explain it, then who is going to explain value to the unknown? But
sorry, that was me. I was clicking. Oh, it was me. I was clicking around.
All right, you're the one that got caught this time.
I messed it up.
All right, so I want to throw some things out there. I want to use some words that probably all of you know, so this isn't really rocket science at all. But, think about some of the things that you do. You research. I mean, you are researching all the time. That's what you're doing on the computer, the county, RPR, CMAs, Zillow. You're detecting,
helping them avoid pitfalls during inspection windows, helping them avoid, all of the things you're doing, right? I mean, managing people's expectations, managing people's emotions, managing the transaction from start to finish.
We're detectives, which means we're trying to, not only are we researching, but we're trying to be detectives, which to me means we're trying to uncover things that maybe somebody's not talking about or explaining properly. Think about, you spend money, you spend time, you invest time, and you do this without any guarantee of getting your money back. I mean, who does that? Which industry doesn't have a contract up front to get paid? But here's the point. I've always felt that I've never wanted to work hourly because I've always felt that if I worked hourly, my pay would decrease. I wanted to work off of success and the ability to get the job done and not focus on the hours, because I think that's a losing battle. So if you go down the idea of you're going to defend your hours, you're probably going to lose that battle. You pay for things out of your own commission sometimes to get the deal done because your client is stubborn and maybe is not looking at the bigger picture. You listen to impossible demands and you find a way to bring very demanding people together. That's art. That's not just pure science where you can look at something and go 1 + 1 = 2. There is an art to what we do, and an art is a very difficult thing to quantify. Paul, you can feel free to jump in anywhere you want here as I'm going through this list.
Well, I think really what my hope from even talking about value or developing a value prop or trying to really wrestle with what your value is to your clients is really more an exercise in, there's some marketing involved in understanding your value prop. There's real services that you're providing that are part of your value prop. There's all sorts of things. And I think it's just a good exercise for us all, for each of us to sit back and think about what this means. What does it mean to be thinking about what is your value you're creating for your clients? It's not as simple as just I just want to say it's not as simple as saying top dollar fast. That's not value because everyone is providing that. So there's no differentiation in who you are as a realtor by stating that as your value that you bring to the table. And you can't hang your hat on that value for a long time, because when the market shifts, which it will shift, you won't be able to promise that anymore. You can't promise multiple offers. You can't promise top dollar. You can promise top dollar, but top dollar is relative to the market that you're in. Right?
So let me keep going. We are educators. I mean, I know that for myself that I spent a huge amount of time and energy and effort educating people. And once again, it was without any guarantee. And I knew that I was giving away my value as I was educating these people. We have to be interpreters at times.
Actually, I want to say something. I would say that when you say you were giving away your value, you were demonstrating your value.
Great. I think that's
because
great.
You weren't giving anything away. You're demonstrating value as an opportunity to build that rapport, build that confidence. They go, wow, Greg has a lot of value to offer here beyond simply throwing my house on the MLS and crossing his fingers.
Right. We are interpreters of reams of data and of the marketplace itself. I mean, that's what the public is always looking to us for, is help me understand what's going on out there right now. Is this a time that I should engage? And then you, through a process of counseling and asking questions and listening, can hopefully guide these people to say, hey, look, probably not the right time for you at this moment. You know, it looks to me like if you were to wait a little bit longer, you're going to be able to get your credit turned around, or you're going to be able to save a little bit more money and get a better interest rate, blah, blah, blah. Or you're going to say, you know what, historically, these rates are great. We know what they are today. We don't know what they're going to be tomorrow. And I can tell you, when interest rates do go up, it happens in the dark of night. And it's like everybody wakes up and goes, what just happened? And now they're
like wishing you would have invested in Microsoft or Amazon when it first came out, and looking at it now going, wow, was I stupid for not buying that stock back then? So I think what you're demonstrating, what you're saying right now, Greg, is that you're an advisor. You know, it's a stressful scenario. Someone's going in, it's a stressful, anxiety situation, selling their home. The timing of it, I don't want to be homeless. All the things that go into someone's feelings. I think understanding, I think that what might be helpful when thinking about your value prop is thinking about what it is that your clients really need And what do your clients need from you as a realtor? And then delivering on that, whether that's helping coach them through the stressful situation, keeping them informed so they're never wondering,
and I
thinking
think,
ahead of them.
right. And I think that what happens sometimes is that, you know, I've asked agents, I've said, tell me your worst moment. And the worst moment was they got a referral to somebody, they walked in and they just assumed because they had this referral that they had it.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have to perform. They didn't have to explain. They didn't have to demonstrate, was the word you just used. And if you miss this point, you know, you could potentially miss out on a very large commission because you did not take the time to demonstrate your value. And so I want to go through this stuff, and I'm hoping that the agents will maybe be able to refer back to this, go back and listen to some of the words we're using. But agents should nail this stuff. They should know stuff backwards, forwards, and be able to explain it to whether you're dealing with a high-level professional, engineer, doctor, and you should be also able to use this and give these value points to somebody that maybe doesn't have a PhD or an MBA.
And I think that one of the things that you've done, and I think that I've picked up from you over the years, is this is why you dedicated knowing the market, knowing the stats. You know, when the market, you know, crashed. So for those of you who weren't in real estate at this time, the market started slipping in 2006 and it kind of bottomed out in 2011. And then we've been kind of bouncing back ever and kind of skyrocketing ever since 2012. There are people in the company right now who have never done a price reduction. When Greg and I would get listings in 2009, we would get 4 or 5 price reductions signed at the listing table. We'd be listing the property and we'd also be pre-signing like 5 like automatic price reductions because that's the market that we were in. So I think what you've done over the years, what I've done over the years is I used to say, what year did you buy? And you could say, I bought in 2006, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And I knew exactly what that meant for you in terms of value loss, value gain. And right off the bat, I could start to educate you on where you're probably at. But you can't educate people like that. You can't deliver that kind of value if you're not being a student, as you say, right?
Exactly. I've always believed that we have to work hard at understanding and staying in front of what's going on. I can tell the agents, if I said to the majority of the agents right now, do you know what's happened to sales in the past 3 months? I can tell you right now that sales were down in July about 15%. They were down about 14%. In August, they were only down about 4%. And today, so far through the middle of September, sales are down 11% again. So we've seen this bouncing over the last 3 months, which, you know, we have not seen that throughout the past number of years. So even that a little bit tells you there's a trend change on right now.
And but what you're demonstrating again is like, jump into, look at statistics, look at the past 20 years of real estate, look at the past 20 years of interest rates, look at the past, look at what's happened here, build knowledge, learn how to have these conversations with your clients so they gain value from what you're teaching them and sharing with them, but look for ways to create value. And maybe your value isn't stats. Maybe your value is that you're the most caring realtor in the world that can handle anyone's anxiety and make everyone feel at peace with every single thing they're doing. Great. But determine what your value is and figure out what your clients are looking from you and absolutely nail that value prop that you're delivering or that you want to deliver. I think that a lot of times, especially in a market like this, A, we're tired from all the showings and we're exhausted from showing homes, losing out on offers. But B, we are, we might be a little lazy when it comes to listings because they sell. And maybe we're missing out on an opportunity to have that conversation and deliver a higher level of value, even to those listing clients. You know, okay, so here's an example. I have no air conditioning in my house. We have hot water heat. And I called a company to see if they could come quote me on some sort of air conditioning system for the house. He goes, I'm not even taking new clients this year. And I was like, no new clients this year. So I said, well, okay, it's nearing winter. I said, when are you taking clients again? He goes, maybe in March. I said, okay, well, can I get on your list for March? Because that's fine with me. It's not going to be hot again until next year. So I can deal with talking to you in March. And he's like, well, text me and I'll put you on my list. And that was my experience. Then I called another company and they were to my house within 24 hours, gave me a quote within 72 hours. And I thought about this for a second and I was like, okay, the contractor who blew me off, right? He didn't need my work, clearly. He didn't need to quote me because he's got so much business he didn't need to. But I'll tell you what. What's that?
Someday he'll need you.
That's exactly it. Someday he will need those referrals that are not coming his way because he did not treat us with respect when the market was good. He took the easy route, grabbed the business, he grabbed deals, he did deals. He didn't give me, he basically treated me like I was worthless to him. And this other company, when the market changes and there isn't a bunch of contractor work everywhere, this company that gave me great service will probably get calls and get referrals going forward because even though they maybe couldn't get my job done this year, the fact that they treated me with respect, right? Anyways, I guess where I'm going with this is don't take the easy road.
Let me close this out, Paul, in the next 5 minutes here with a couple more just things that I've written down here to try to, as I think about value. We have to be a complete resource. If they ask questions and you are unable to answer them, there's a good chance that you won't get the work because there's going to be somebody else that will give the complete answers. By the way, I'm not suggesting that you make stuff up at this moment. I'm suggesting you get better before you go into the next appointment. We need to understand real estate law and we need to guide people. You need to delicately word things to keep people from walking away from the table. That's a skill. The more skills you possess of working with people, you walk the fine line in a divorce where two people don't want to speak and sometimes want to hurt the other person. But we have to find a way. We have to find ways to explain things, not in our lingo, but we have to explain it in layman's terms. We have to simplify the complicated. We have to find ways to share bad news and still keep things moving. That's a talent, let me tell you. That's a skill that you need to be able to deliver. You are negotiating constantly. It never stops. So why not get good at negotiations? Why not go sit with a divorce attorney or a title company like Star Title and say, tell me what happens with divorces. What are the important steps in it so that you are the knowledge source? The good agents always do far more than anyone knows or anybody will give credit to. They make it look easy because they put the time in either through multiple years or they've been a student, but we are guides. We create strategy. And so I hope that you get the point here over the last 30 minutes that we need to be able to articulate our value at the right moment in the right way so that we create security, we create peace of mind. And remember, the majority of people you talk to only do this a couple times in their life. They can't possibly know what they don't know. Mm-hmm. And so you need to help them understand a little bit of what they don't know so they see your value.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, what you just said there. And I think the challenge here that I would add to whatever Greg just said here, I would challenge you to stop and think. See if you can explain your value to a friend of yours and see if they think that's what value looks like in real estate. You know, like challenge yourself to say, this is what my value is as a realtor, and see if someone's willing to pay you whatever percentage they're going to pay you for that value. And if not, rework it, and think about it. And create something worth, create something amazing, create value, generate value. That's my encouragement to you guys. And if you need help thinking through that, I
Yep.
always want, I want you guys to always know that we are here. Message me, text Mary, text anyone on our team, and we can talk to you about value. We can brainstorm with you. We can kick it back and forth and see if that's a great value prop. So we're here for you, and we look forward to talking to you guys again soon. But for now, Greg, I think we're good here, right?
Yep. So again, just want to encourage all of you, learn your value, be able to articulate your value, and you will just having that that confidence in knowing what your value is, generally speaking, will add more income to your bottom line this year, because eventually people will hear it coming out of you, or it just comes out of you naturally, and they know you have this value and they want to seek it, and they like, and again, we've got the know, like, and trust factor, which, you know, we can't always.
Think about people that you see around you that seemingly have referrals coming out of their ears. Those people that have referrals coming out of their ears are generating a lot of value. Ask them what they do. Just ask them questions. Figure out who they are and learn, see what you can learn from them.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool. Have a good
Adios,
day,
guys. Have a great week. See you later.